to get so many items. On aggression alone, on how the games have been going and how early game focused it is, I think Evos has a bit of an edge right here. And for Btr, I think Super Vin is going to have a very difficult time deciding how and who to go for the Divine Judgment on.
Now with that, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Match points for Evos Legends. They can win another game. That is going to be another loss. Another 2-0 loss for Btr Alpha. Not the best look for our Indonesian ISF representatives as we head into the Land of Dawn for game number 2.
Look at the emblem that Taz is carrying, man. He is out for blood. It's a killing spree. He's trying to go as aggressive as possible and carry that early game. And I think they don't plan on taking this game into the late game at all. They're trying to make sure the game doesn't get to the point where Super Saken and Super Marino have any meaningful damage to speak of. We'll have to see if in the early game, Btr Alpha can stave off that aggression though.
Let's see. I mean, so far, it looks like rotations are quite normal. The only thing is Super Vin getting very aggressive there onto the buff of Taz. And this is the issue of the Mardis. The fact that they really require that snowballing kind of effect for the Mardis to have a say in later on team fights and objective takes.
Look at all the assassin emblems available on the side of Evos. Only Fluffy not going for it. They want aggression in the early game and they want that weapon mastery in the late game. And look at that though, Super Marino falls victim. That's the vulnerable Novaria, like you mentioned, Goni.
Wow, yeah, that is a good deny in rotation. 2-for-1, 2v1, and Super Marino was caught.
Yeah, he was, and that's very peculiar, right? Because Evos, they have a lot of members on their team that require that level 4 to have that pick-off say, right? Van Strong on the Kadita needs that level 4, but look how aggressive they're playing despite it.
I mean, they have the Marches, they should play early, but now right in the backside will be taken down. Good maneuvers by Super Ken, which leave the turtle wide open for me, feels like for the Red Robots.
Ooh, Cried being a bit too aggressive there. Going in with the wings by wings, meaning he does not have it for the escape plan. It's still early in the game though, he will be respawning, but his level 4 will be severely delayed. Btr Alpha, they were unable to use that window to decisively contest this turtle. Fluffy already looking for an opportunity with a Martis pick. Oh, hang on, the top side.
Good flicker Divine Judgment. Take a look at the Bruce Passion to cover, but the crossbow attack will be enough to take him down. Now let's focus on the turtle. So Rizzo opening up the turtle. Evos Legends will not be able to take it as Super Ken finds the retreat. Taz now mounted. No follow-up though. Super Chorizo might be caught. Petrify connects. Airborne gets Chorizo down. Super Ken finding the flank too. Take a look at the combo there. Good snipe by Super Moreno to make sure Van Strong gets taken down.
Evos Legends gets one pick, but all in all, a Btr Alpha, they win almost all of those trades. They get the neutral objective. They get a pick onto Brands. They get another kill in that mid lane. Btr Alpha, it's super different. They're dictating the pace of the game right now.
Super Marino is just deadly with this Astral Spheres, man. With all the squishy heroes available on the side of Evos Legends, they couldn't really withstand that until much later. And if they go that late, I think Taz will fall off as well. So they're put in the pick your poison situation, and already Brands getting pressured by Super Vin.
Yeah, Super Vin has the Divine Judgment, but no flickers. Ooh, good flank. Oh, Van Strong gets taken down. Brands as well in the backside. That's a double for Super Ken. Taz finding the trade, shutting him down. But Taz will claim the double. It's a 2-for-2.
It's a 2-for-2, but in a way, considering how dominant Btr Alpha has been contesting, has been dictating the pace, it's a great win for Evos Legends. I mean, Btr Alpha were the team that initiated that whole top dive sequence anyways. Again, the Joy pick, man, in the jungle, vulnerable, but in the right moments, tanky enough to dive turrets, deal damage. And in the early game, even in the early game, it's damaging. In the late game, it's going to be even worse.
The flanking is annoying as well, is what we saw from Super Ken. You can see here just trades going around. Funny that Krite is actually in that gold lane, helping it out.
I think Krite right here seems to be a bit uncomfortable with the Farsa pick. In the EXP lane though, two fighters with so much sustain, they're gonna just keep battering each other. But when it comes to the rotation game, this is where there's gonna be a bit of a difference. Evos, they're trying to go for a pick-up again, but look at Vanstrong.
The Great Divine Judgment on towards Taz. Not enough damage to take him down. Vanstrong will be taken out though. Good cover. Super Ken gets taken down. No retry for the Red Robots. And it's a 1-for-1 in jungle for Rogue.
Taz is really low, but he can naturally go back to try and contest it by, you know, just repairing his HP level at the moment. He can look for a 50-50. As of right now, that's a level 8. Definitely something that Evos Legends can utilize here, and it looks like they might go for it too.
I think Evos Legends need to be a bit more elusive, maybe approach from the flanks a bit, because Vanstrong, he's right in front of the whole roster of Bigatron. They see him. His engages, his pick-up attempts are all very telegraphed. If he comes in from the side or from behind, it's going to be a completely different story. For now though, it feels like Evo still has control, but Bigatron already active all around the map.
Conceal, Super been cancelled out. Super Ken jumping in, finds a retry as well. And it seems like the White Tigers does not want business. They flee as Btr Mpl claims their second neutral objective. My goodness, Super Saiyan wasn't idle as well in that bot lane.
Nope, and he gets a turret for it there in the bottom lane, so Btr Mpl again winning it out on all of the places on the map, a 2,000 gold lead as well. And I get your point there, Rashi, but wait a minute.
Oh, forget their Divine Judgment on towards Brands. It will be traded though. But Super Saiyan with that immunity gets stunned at the end of the day. He will be taken out as the Martis claims the double.
That was quite a peculiar sequence of events.
In what way?
What was Vin doing?
I guess Super Vin.
Who was the follow? Like, who was supposed to follow up that?
I guess he thought that it was enough with only Super Saiyan available. He is 3-1. He has the Demon Hunter Sword already, so it's not beyond reason. But Evos Legends were able to get there in time, punish the mistake, but they still lost one turret, sorry, in the process. So Btr Mpl, you just have to be a bit more careful because this is a 5-0 Martis. Taz is definitely not going to be idle in these fights, but there's a silver lining for them in the fact that later on in the game, this Martis will start falling off.
Super Saiyan, well, Super Ken rather, almost takes Vanstrong down. The top side, oh, it's heavily occupied by the side of the Red Robots and claims their turret. Brands might be solo kill here. Super Ken, my goodness, good proactiveness. What happened, Brands? 0-4-4.
And I like how Taz just saw it happening, and he's just like, nah, I can't save him.
Well, he was on the way, but at that point, it's just a bit too late. Btr Mpl, they're just outmaneuvering Evos, showing again that signature high-tempo pace, and Evos can't really keep up. They're losing multiple objectives on both sides at the same time.
They're going to be able to get another objective in that top side for it as well. With the next turtle spawning, already spawned actually. Who does it look like it's favoring right now?
The Red Robots here, 2,000, almost 3,000 gold. And let's see, it's a 5v5 in this turtle area. It's going to be massive. Let's see Super Ken now. Jumping in towards Vanstrong. Gets the solo kill. What? Super Saiyan to the mid side will take Brands down as well. Fleeting time for Vin already. Appraisal's Wrath from Fluffy will not be able to do anything as he is going to be the next to fall. That's a nasty, nasty move and setup from the Red Robots.
Wow, man, they're getting pickoffs. Super Ken is getting solo pickoffs so easily that Super Vin, he can just save his Divine Judgment for something else. He's snowballing out of control right now. It's a Joy versus a Martis, and the Joy is winning out big time right now.
But it's funny, right? Because Taz isn't losing out on EXP either. 501 KDA, he's level 12. Super Ken just hit level 13. So you think that Super Ken is snowballing out of control, but Taz is doing a really good job at trying to close and just, you know, claw his way to close that gap as much as he can.
I think the difference in the heroes, right? Late game Joy is still definitely a huge factor. The Martis, not so much. And it's also an assassin up against a fighter. For a fighter, snowballing is great, but for an assassin, snowballing is almost crucial to the playstyle. So for Super Saiyan, this is definitely, you know, a better situation to be in compared to being on a Martis. for Evos, they just have to start respecting the potential for Bigotron Alpha to just go for these pickoffs, man. Van Strong and Krite in particular, as well as Brands, need to stay far in the back and maybe try and spot out Supervin before going for anything too crazy.
Which is why I think Kadira for Evos Legends is a good pick.
Yeah.
But a good pick for Krite. I feel like Van Strong and Krite's play style on the Kadira is very different. And I like how you pointed it out earlier on, Arashi, the fact that it's not like a Keyboy Kadira. He's not looking for these really weird bushes to look for flanks or anything. He's literally just standing in front of his opponent and he's like, hey, I could definitely one-shot you at any point, but you have an advantage because you can see me.
Great point. But remember the drafts, right? It was Kadira first picked on towards A, and then Joy picks up 1-1. So already there, like, a very tough question for this Kadira to target. That, I feel like it's already a dub for Aldo. He sets and bait the Kadira pick. And then, you know what? Let's just counterpick it with the heroes that has a lot of immunes.
It feels like, yeah, Van Strong is playing it to be more of a utility tool, but now, whoa, he gets pulled back.
Oh, Flicker, Divine Judgment, Rough Waves was popped for Super Ken. Will jump in though. Is this a mistake? Right, for the right side Flicker will be taken out. Bigotron again showing that they are a force to be reckoned with. Fluffy mounted, Fluff, ooh, Super Reno with the snipe. 3 bodies now in the Land of Dawn. Oh, good trade on towards Bavaria, but now Taz is a sitting duck, isolated. 3 members is on him. He will not be able to find another kill. He will be taken out. 4 members now taken down. Bigotron Alpha, again, solidifying their lead.
You asked if it was a mistake earlier on to dive in that deep, and the answer is, if it's Super Ken, it's not. Because it's Super Ken, not Super Cannot.
I see. Well, man, Evos Legends, look at how panicked they get once Super Ken makes a move. Everyone uses their ultimates, but none of them were landing. There's not enough crowd control to keep it in place. You saw the Bandit's Rage being used by Brands. You saw the Feather Airstrike being used by Krite, but none of it is good enough. And the fact that they have no Purifies doesn't make the game any easier for them. The only real saving grace is that with so much wave clear, the base defense is going to be quite reliable, but Supervid can very easily go for a pickoff, and with how ahead they are, almost 10k gold, Bigotron Alpha, they could very easily go for a single pickoff and use that to translate into more objectives.
That's why it's such a shame that Evos Legends opted for that Barca pick instead of something like a Franco, who can actually be utilized to lock Super Ken down. The fact that Super Ken just can walk around and step all over Evos Legends is because they don't have a source of lockdown for him.
Oh, Super Ken in the backside with the Moreno snipe. Finds the kill. Out, good petrify on towards Chorizo, but Fluffy will be taken down. Loses Immortal. Oh, crossbow attack! On towards Van Strong. Will take his life as well. As Bigotron Alpha in game 2, they managed to force the series to a game 3.
Welcome to game number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, as we're back to a best of 1 between both of these teams, the Red Robots strike back with their calculated plays against the White Tigers.
Man, I thought that Evos had a plan with their aggressive pickoff composition. They had the fighter